Hi, my name is Chris Freeman. I'm a teacher here at Kellam High School in Virginia Beach, and this is another stage in this series that is helping my students understand how to work with a map and examine areas and measure out percents to find out the permeability and impermeability of Kellam. What percent's permeable, what percent's impermeable. And so we have drawn a perimeter line around our school. And we've also drawn a nice perimeter line and taken the content that we got from our measuring tool and embedded that into our forested area. We have 12.1 acres of forested area here that I've measured. There's certainly other parts of our forest that we would need to measure to complete this project. But in this sample, I've made a small quadrant within the entire perimeter of our school. So I'm going to close out of this, and this is really where we want to be to get you to think about, well, what's next? What do I do now? So if we look at our entire school, you should be thinking about what are the permeable and impermeable spaces here. So, we have the rest of this tree line that we would want to highlight all over this area here. And we have different fields that you might want to highlight. And we also have some turf spaces that are permeable as well. That's different from just a typical grass field. And so all of these things can be isolated and put into their own little quadrant and measured. So once we've finished with that process, we then want to think about what impermeable spaces do I want to draw icons over and draw these lines and create a space that will give me information when I click on it. And that's the key here, because eventually we want to get to the point where you have this entire space, all of Kellam, sort of filled in with these neat quadrants that you've created, that you have attached meaning to, and added some differentiation that goes beyond just is it permeable or impermeable. And we can come over here, and at this point in time, once you get through mapping out all of the different quadrants at Kellam High School, you can come in here and think about removing your perimeter line, because you will have all these little quadrants that will symbolize more than just your perimeter line. You don't really need that anymore. And so that is a nice way to get at more content and have a really nice presentation. So that's for you to consider. You'll have to do the rest of this. I want to pop over here and show you that I have added one other layer to my map here as I work through my perimeter. And now I want to take this information and embed it into a story map. So even though this map isn't complete for me, I'm just going to walk you through how we would take our finished product and how it would look like when we embed it into a story map. So I have a story map that's open here, and this is my scrolling, cascading story map. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to add another immersive link. And once I do that, I want to add media, and I need to look at the title of my map, which is Kellam How to Find Area. So now I'll go back, and I'm just going to, I'm under ArcGIS, and I'm going to explore my content and type in Kellam How to Find Area. And my map comes up. I click on that. And now you can see how this would look in my story map. I can add a title to this. And I could add content here. And remember, I can also duplicate that content, move a slide to the other side, and then start adding content to scroll by about the permeability in impermeable spaces, and then you'll have more than one bullet that gives information that scrolls past your map. So I'm going to hit save on this, and then we can really click the eyeball and look at how our map turned out. So I'm going to scroll quickly through all the other things that I've made on this story map that are interactive and interesting. And now we should be getting to Kellam. This is Kellam. Interesting. And here's some scrolling information that could be telling us all sorts of great stuff about the permeability. And I can interact with this map. I can zoom in, which is great. And I can also click to find out information. Area of forest. This is 11.2 acres that I've mapped out here. So great stuff. And this is for you to sort of work through. Remember, this perimeter line would not have to stay there. You could have edited out that perimeter line. You just need to know what layers to play with. So I can look and see what layers I have, and I can make them the area of Kellam. I can make that go away. And if you have all these other quadrants set up that define Kellam's property line and also tell a story within inside of Kellam, maybe that will have a nicer aesthetic as opposed to having that clunky border line that we created just at the beginning of this tutorial. So there you have it. We have our product that, although not completely finished, certainly adds value to our story map. And you can think about embedding pictures or putting points of detail in here, embedding video that will really take this to a whole nother level. I hope this has been helpful, and best of luck.